going to like it. So I'm getting the table set up for you. I had a couple of cards fall over, and I'm going to. Can I post in the chat? I'll be trying to figure out how to get this good, but we will get started. I'm a tad bit late. Why is it interference? I really hate hearing myself in my ear. So give me just a second, guys. I appreciate your patience. I'm trying to turn off the mic. Why does it do that? Okay. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I wonder why I'm hearing myself in the like the feedback, and that's kind of annoying. But it's okay. I will live. Okay, so thank all of you guys for tuning in. Um, you got the spider. Okay, so I'm getting ready to shuffle out you guys' cards. You got the spider as the situation, which is the web that we weave, honey. So we're gonna see what all of that is about. I will be doing the angel, what is it? The angel answer cards. So stay to the end of the video, or maybe the mid video. Set your intentions. We're gonna do 3 cards, so you can ask 3 questions, um, or you can just pick a number 1, 2, or 3. But we will do the angel answer cards. Okay. If you're interested in getting a personal reading, I have availability tonight. If you would like a general reading, I am doing those for $20. And if you'd like a full 1 hour reading, those are $45. Okay. Which comes with whatever you need. So finance, love, soul purpose, natal chart. The general reading is just general, or you can ask a question. So, I mean, since it is a love reading, we'll do love reading. All right. My email address is in the about tab on the channel, or you can just write it down, drmb@piscestv.com. So that's Dr. MB at Pisces TV, and I will shut up and get started with your reading. So the situation, you have the spider. Okay, let me move this mic. You have the spider, if you can see that. Okay. And this just talks about being in a constant discovery. It talks about collecting souvenirs almost. So some of you, there's a matter of, the past, the present, the future, and where you guys want to go. You don't have to be single. You could be in relationships. It does talk about detaching a little bit. And some of you that may have received news or had a conversation in the recent past, some of you guys are going to get news, because I did, shuffle the cards out, and I did see like the Page of Pentacles, which talks about stability and potential. So I don't know if there had been like a breakup or a situation between you and a partner, or if there's someone coming new after a past partner, but that could be in the cards for you guys. Being receptive to the moods of others could be a conversation that you have with an individual where it talks about, how they feel versus how you feel. Turning fantasy into real life is potential for some of you because you're weaving your own web. So regenerative ideas and acting on your thoughts. So for some of you, it's like you are in control of what happens next based on your actions and your thoughts, and like aligning them with each other. So we're going to see how that plays out for you. But we start out in the situation with with the spider, the next card that you have, oh, that's a good one. It talks about partnerships. You guys have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is a very amazing card. Others of you also have, there could have been like an ending or a never ending cycle where there could be a karmic situation or a lower vibrational energy because you got the snake and the earthworm here. So for some of us, these are totally different energies. And we'll talk about that. But the soulmates include partners like that, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You have partnerships, and either you're in a mood of feeling magical or unsure about certain things. It also talks about Neptune, so there's a lot of Neptune energy out there where there's a conversation between like ideal life partners, real life, fantasy, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, contentment within your relationship could be for some of you, and you just like tarot and saw a video on and you clicked it. So there could be contentment and commitment in the relationship that you're in, or that's something that that's the web that you're looking to weave, because here's the situation and then here's what's crossing it. So some of us, your thoughts, your actions either should be or are in alignment with the ideal partner that you're trying to attract. And it also talks about reconnecting to those that you love. Now, some of you could have people that feel this way about you. So you could have people from the past looking to reconnect. So be on the lookout for that. And I know sometimes we hate to hear that. Like, I don't want anybody from the past. Just get their ass away from me. And that's fair. I'm just reading the cards. Now, in your focus, or in their focus, it talks about renewal, and I do like this. Like someone feels that you complete them, or you feel there's a person that completes you. There's also an energy of just feeling confident and whole. So if that's you alone, like doing your self-care or whatever, that's great. It talks about new beginnings and mastering blocks. So for some of you, a person could reach out to you, outside of wherever you guys normally communicated, to give you some sort of news or a message. And I think that you would like it. It could be an apology. It just talks about some sort of happy news. For some of you guys, there could be a letter. It just says that good judgment is necessary, because I don't know what type of past relationship you may have with this person, and it's necessary for you to use your discernment. Spiritual news through insight for some of you guys, and a series of lessons. So the world card next to this Ten of Cups does talk about a series of lessons, and lessons because of previous actions, previous relationships, and previous thoughts. So some of you may be wrapping up karmic cycles and looking for more practical relationships, because I did see like a lot of pentacles in the shuffle, or you're probably focused on domestic matters and finances. If it's not you, it could be someone in your environment. And this talks about accepting the changes. So somebody may want you to accept the apology or tell you about how they changed, but we'll see what happens with that. In the recent past, for some of you, we have a collaboration of some sort, and or the Judgment card talks about collective karma. So if it's not like the working together and how that affects your relationships or you in general, it just talks about maybe millennials, Gen Z, Gen X. So there's an aspect of the generation we're in, or the generation that you're a part of, that could be affecting your dating or your relationship. For some of you, I may have some star seeds, or what they call like the chosen ones. We've been talking about that a lot from an early age, just the awareness of the voice or the inner guide that you have. Some of you, the situation that they're focused on, where you have to use that discernment, it just says that you've always had the ability, whether you act on it or not, to sense those things. And if you want to, I guess, master the lessons from the past or not have patterns repeat, it just talks about listening to that voice, okay? There may be an understanding by the forceful removal of something. So if there was an abrupt change or a breakup, the lesson comes in that. And we kind of joke about it on Pisces TV, where there's a gentle voluntary change, right? And like the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, or something like that. And then there's the Tower, or, the Ouroboros card or whatever, where there may have been a forceful, like I said, removal, if not of a person, just of something. And then I feel like there could have been a realization or the truth coming all at once. So this could be a person that has a truth to tell to you. This could be you just kind of considering, the bed that we lay in and who we laid in it with and how we want to move forward or how much we've grown and how much we've changed. It could be you, could be somebody else in your environment, but there may be a rapid change. There may have been a rapid change, and it just encourages us to not cry about the past. So keep that in mind. But a strong part of life awareness just talks about, we're not talking about no kids here. These is definitely grown folks that have some sense of awareness, where relationships and life are lessons that we've learned in our patterns and our intuition and using that discernment and how all of that works together. Now, some of you may have had a past person already come back from the past. And this could be a situation that you guys could deal with in the near future because it's a long journey for you too. And a collaborative act when it talks about like growing and learning lessons. So those may be the twin flames or the twin rays. Now, for some of you, there could be a situation that has brought about some sort of confusion, and or it's not uncommon for my twin flames to over and over again kind of like stop and start when it comes to their relationships. If it's not a lot of options or opportunities, if it's not a lot of choices that you have to choose from, then it definitely talks about confusion. Now, someone who's feeling at the top of their game and like seeing the world as their oyster would have other options. So it's like, keep that in mind where you may not be as interested as, you may not be as interested in digging in the past because you're very excited and confident about the future and what it holds for you, especially if you're trying to get into something that has more potential and longevity. So it also talks about a passionate and determined person. So for some of you, it could be a person in the environment or it could be you that's passionate and determined. And I feel like focusing on unresolved issues could be someone's approach. So if there's a person from the past, they want to discuss or talk about unresolved issues. If this is you, it just says that crowning your thoughts or the strength of whatever this matter is, there may be unresolved issues. Usually situations where you left feeling burned or something was unfair. So if there is a person, especially those that may be reaching out to you or have contacted you in an alternate means from how y'all communicate, they may have felt burned or you could have felt burned in a situation, and you guys could be talking about the truth of that situation. So if you've been waiting on some sort of communication to talk about that, then here we have honesty and forgiveness. So I don't think it's going to be like a negative conversation, unless you have, some clarifiers that come up. Then there would be a person who's possibly resentful of the unresolved issues. And then there's somebody else that's kind of like in a living their best life kind of energy. So just be mindful of that. Now, in the near future, which I know we all come here for, there could be a challenge, right? And with the challenge, you have the Hawk, which also came out in a general reading for Pisces. So you have the Five of Swords here. And was it in the reverse or upright? Well, it could be. Either way, okay. But the Hawk here with the Five of Swords in the reverse, for some of you, it could talk about the good news that may be coming. And you can win all that you hold dear. So for some of you that have exact expectations or you're trying to manifest something, even if it's like a renewal in a relationship or communication with a person you've been distant from, it says that the good news is they may want that too. If you want to move forward out of a relationship, it's like the choice is yours. So some of you have choices. You could have a person come back and you have mixed feelings about moving forward and like screw them, or listening to what they have to say. So that's you possibly having choices or some sort of confusion. So just, take it for wherever resonates with you. It asks you to trust yourself with the situation that may come up in the near future. So keep that in mind about your growth and expansion. Being different, there could be differences between you and this person or the past and the future. So maybe that's that, somebody may say that they've changed, and then the Hawk comes out to say, I don't know about that because I have a different view you're looking at it at a surface level, and I could see it from a higher perspective. So we may have to pull some clarifiers on that. Or, like I said, I do have a special tonight, same day turnaround. Unless you're booking like the hour readings, it could get late if you don't send the email sometime soon, because it's already like 9 something Pacific time. So, anyways, your approach to take to the situation, which was a big deal. Um, because some of you, it definitely could involve, I know that sounds crazy, it definitely could, right? It could involve a situation where there could have been past life, with the judgment card here too. There may have been like past life connections where vows and oaths were taken. Now, before I get into the gist of it, I'll say, just to be practical so that everybody can like comprehend, because everybody's not into the whole soul talk. There's a there's something that you could do in this life and or past lives that kind of bind you, because words are spellbound, rituals are spellbound, thoughts are as well, and your actions. So if you made a pact to just love somebody to the end of earth, no matter what, and then you guys reincarnate in this lifetime, and they're not the nicest person, they're not the highest good for you this life, or for whatever reason, and they, with this 7 of cups, they just can't get it together, you're still kind of binded to those words, I'm going to love you forever no matter what, and then find it hard to meet partners that are different from that person, or find it hard to emotionally, energetically, or even sexually break away from that person. So the dragon shows up for us to, it's kind of like the chariot that says, if you can't do it, or you don't feel like you can do it, okay, just get on my back, is what the dragon normally says. And if you see with the symbols here, it's a spirit card. So it's kind of like, in the near future, the approach to take to this situation involves spirit, your higher self. It also asks you to resist the temptation to change, stick to your resolution. So I feel that that is definitely for the people that have patterns and partners from the past resurfacing, that do this over and over and over again. If you want to cut that cord, because remember, you had the worm come out at the beginning of the reading. The one thing about the 5 of Swords is just frivolous. Some things just don't matter, right? So there could be a situation in the near future that just doesn't matter. It's not that deep. And so cutting the earthworm, it's just going to heal itself. So there's nothing anyone can say or do to you. I feel like if you do have confrontation with an ex, or if there is some sort of energy from the past that resurfaces, I feel like you'll handle it well. That may have a lot to do with you being your higher self, or just having the confidence of the dragon, crossing the world card with the 10 of Cups. And what's crossing it, because you're focused on your happily ever after, or some sort of happy ending, and you're doing the work toward that. So I don't feel that any of you guys are focused on confrontation. For some of you, it does talk about separating the truth from the lies. So again, if there's some news, some conversation, some phone calls, or just something you sit down and think about personally, it's about separating the truth from the lies. Your relationship mirror your inner self-worth, crossing the world card. So just be mindful of that. It's a funny story. I'm gonna tell you real quick. I was on Facebook, which I'm normally not on Facebook, but I was on Facebook, and this lady said she was dealing with a certain sign. I forgot what sign. And then she was asking, how they work together, right? And then when I said, like, you have to, I forgot what I said to like get her to respond to me, but I said something. And she said, we've been together off and on for 12 years. So I'm thinking to myself, why would you come on Facebook in a zodiac group and ask what they think about, Pisces and Taurus, or Capricorn and Aquarius? I forgot what it was. But you've been with Cujo for 12 years off and on, and you're coming on Facebook asking about like what somebody thinks of this particular zodiac group. And then when she responded, like I said, it's been 12 years off and on. So kind of like telling me to shove it. Like, I said that it wouldn't work with those 2 signs. And she said, well, we've been rocking off and on 12 years. And I said, well, you answered your own question. It's been off and on, and you're not married. right? So speeding it up, getting to the point. She said, well, we're spiritually married. And I respected that. I am not going to try to combat somebody's belief system or religion, but being spiritually married and breaking up every other week for 12 years is not cute. And all I said to her, right, it wasn't negative or positive. It was just this card. I said, your relationships mirror your self-worth. And that pissed her off. So evidently she is dealing with some insecurities, and she know damn well that that man dragging her ass. And I don't know what she expected from us on Facebook. But anyway, for you guys, right? Because you guys aren't her. And if you are, don't feel triggered and block me. Just hear the word, okay? But self-worth is important. It also talks about the love of a specific person is necessary in your life now. So for some of you, again, that twin flame, that high school sweetheart, the partner that you're trying to manifest, that life partner that you don't even know, that practical relationship that does offer some sort of reliability, stability, responsibility. I think that comes up because, again, I saw a few pentacles. And so I think that if you're ready for that, it just talks about that being your approach. If whatever's coming toward you isn't that, then spirit is reminding you to take the approach of what it is you're looking for your future. So in the near future, you may face the challenge of integrating a relationship or a new unexpected project, partner into your life. So it talks about the game plan for some of you. Now with the 10 of Cups, it may involve family, children, a housing situation. I don't see the 10 of Pentacles, but it just says that it's a challenge. It doesn't mean that it's a bad challenge. And you do see the 5 of Swords like right over here. So it requires some sort of foresight. It requires some sort of planning for some of you, because there could be a new addition to a situation. So in the environment, let's see what we have here. For some of you guys, it could be a Leo or just someone who's very charming and attractive. And you could feel they have a lot of options because of this person's magnetism. You may be the magnetic individual, okay? For some of us, when I brought up Neptune, it talks about illusions and limitations and sexual impulses. And I also saw, like I said, a few wand cards there. So sexual impulses for some of you, limitations for others of you, and then illusions, where we talked about trying to stay practical and being realistic, where somebody comes back talking about they've changed and they do that over and over again. So just be mindful of that. Thinking nothing exists outside of your reality is something that could be in the environment. So if this person, okay, it could be a behavior of the person that could be coming toward you. Or for some of you, it could be a learned behavior where you don't even see the goal or what you're truly looking for as being obtainable, because like your experiences or social media or people in your age group, or like I said, millennial, Gen Z, Gen X, whatever you think about the current state of the world, it just says not being able to see that something exists outside of your reality, which may not be favorable to what you're trying to manifest, okay? Equilibrium for some of you, guilt and fear from emotions could be the runner, the person that's either coming back to apologize again, or coming back with some bullshit again, or coming back to say that they've changed, okay? Some of them may have guilt or fear, which brings them back to you. And since I'm talking to a bunch of Pisces, I know that you're magic and I know that you're favored. So there could have been some experiences that these people or this person may have had in the past that reminded them of you, right? Like you said, you ain't gonna ever find nobody like me or whatever. I don't know. I don't think y'all putting spells and shit on them, but I did see the Queen of Wands. I don't know. We did have the Witch's Curse reading earlier today. So you can check the video tab for it if you're interested. But yeah, for some of you, they're simply returning out of fear and guilt. I don't know if that's what you want. And some of you, that's everything that you wanted and needed. So if you're into that, I'm for it for you. But there you are. Benefiting for yourself is something with the World card, the confidence, the 10 of Cups. It's just like, if this situation would benefit you, then cool. So if there's some sort of financial gain, and I'm not trying to be like twisted or demented, this is the card. It's like if it benefits you, then there could be a resolution. If it doesn't benefit you, then some others of you are just focusing, on completing a cycle. You may be focusing on opening up new cycles and expanding out of these soulmates in this sticky web over here. And others of you may be trying to tear the web down altogether. And just start new. Now, an opportunity for change and growth could be coming for some of you. Hold on, wait, that may have had recent breakups, because you have the tower at the bottom. So there could have been an argument, a fight, someone getting temperamental. There may have been, like I said, an unexpected event, a breakup or something like that, or just a lie that shattered and broke down the foundation of someone's belief that's bringing them back. So if somebody felt things don't exist, within my reality, there's an event or something expected that kind of changes their mind. Okay. So I like that. So either you're building momentum toward feeling more confident and whole and getting to that 10 of cups, or somebody's running, child, out of fear and guilt. Okay. And that could go either way because it's crossing the judgment card, and the 10 of cups. So let's see. Oh, that earthworm just will not go away. Some of you are definitely focused on completing the cycle. I do know that because you have the 10 of wands at the bottom of the deck. This talks about the work. Others of you packing up and moving on, literally. Some of you guys may be relocating to get away from a situation. Or you may have been like, there may have been a household situation where somebody removed themselves. I'll just say that. Others of you, it just talks about the work that you've done on yourself. But the card that came out in your hopes and fears is the Cobra. Now, the Cobra just talks a lot about seeing your goals within reach. It talks about a higher vibration, being put to work, and promises being given, maybe even having genuine conversations. And so I think that that's super dope. It also points to a teacher. So some of you guys, it's like learning lessons through those experiences and those situations, which is not bad. It was something else about the Cobra. Give me a second that I wanted to see. What was the Cobra talks about never giving up. It also talks about strength or strength training. Ooh, that's kind of toxic. Now, if somebody feel like I'm going through these situations just to train for my next person, that's what's delusional as hell. And that's the situation that was over from the minute that it started, for somebody to get into a situation and say that. For others of you, it just talks about riding on the back toward any of your goals. So it matches the dragon energy where you may be focused more on your personal goals and not whatever situation may unfold. And the Page of Pentacles came out. So with the Page of Pentacles, it talks about potential. Some of you guys may be receiving some sort of good news. I like that. I feel that a reliable, even with the horse, because the horse talks about muscle. Some of you guys may either have a person that has done the work and may be returning, that's reliable and dependable and could lead to a favorable, practical relationship. It talks about the creator of prosperity with the spider. And some of you guys have manifested some good dharma. And so dharma is like the opposite of karma, where it talks about your greatest gifts. So some of you could be attracting abundance that follows prosperity. And so I love that. And if you're not feeling that mood right now, just be honest with yourself. It talks about feeling a bit discouraged. And that's why Spirit is asking you to focus on the world card right here, where you feel whole and complete with or without this relationship. And sometimes you notice the minute you get over a person, they return. So it's like when you feel whole and complete, an individual that from your past that there may have been some challenges with, they want to put the swords down and return into your life, and that's your option. Now, because of the 10 of Cups being in the crossing position, for some of you that just came up in here, it talks about family, love, universal love for emotional resources. So where we talk about if you benefit from it, some of you may be forgiving or choosing to leave a situation based on how you benefit. And nothing is wrong with that, because if you're the one bending over backwards to taking losses, there's that. Okay. No debts are incurred and it talks about the act of giving. So there could be very generous partners or a situation that um, just includes generosity, okay? And your optimism, right? With the world card and your focus, some of us are being asked to be more optimistic. Just be mindful with whatever Neptune is doing with the Seven of Cups, talking about illusions and all that kind of shit. Um, just be mindful, all right? Because some of you have worked really hard with your blood, sweat, and tears to manifest a new situation, but it also says that it must fit your existence. So, who you are as a person, how you feel, and how you think is what you're going to manifest. You wouldn't manifest just like what you say you want to manifest. It's like, what type of person are you? What type of life are you living? And do you even feel that you're truly deserving of it? So, to prevent a limited self belief from creating its own reality, here's that. All right. Now, some of us, that limited self belief because of a little bit of doubt and confusion could manifest this Five of Swords over here. So, just be super, super careful with that, because the recent past situation has something to do with what the future holds. Okay. And at that point, there was good conversation, there was honest conversation, and someone made a decision to go along with something one way or the other. I don't know what that was or how well that worked out, but it just talked about something in the past was a go, right? It was like a green light with this horse in the environment. But now with the Seven of Cups, it's like, I don't know. So if you're in an existing relationship, like I said, for fuck's sakes, just in a singles reading, some of you that are in relationships could be kind of confused about something or dealing with a bit of confusion in the household due to some transit. And it'll pass, but it'll only pass if, both of you guys have experienced this before and have what it takes to overcome it. Okay. And whatever webs that you've been weaving. So if somebody wants to be honest, or if somebody is like, okay, I've been messing up this whole time, but give me another opportunity, I can grow, I can do this. Those could be conversations that are being had. Making a list and checking it twice is normally the advice of the Seven of Cups, where it talks about your plans and options and things of that nature. With the Seven of Cups, so the greater you stretch yourself, the more the more fear there will be. So for some of us, the conversation of what benefits us, and then us stretching ourselves in a situation, just be mindful of that. If you've had relationships in the past where you're constantly stretching yourself, there could be a situation that requires you to consider that in your own habits and behaviors and whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. So just be mindful. Surviving the progress of something. So those are for the relationships that may experience some challenges due to the transits or something that could be outside of you guys. If there's not a breakup, it just talks about giving something breathing room, so that somebody can clear their heads or their mental space. So just keep that in mind. Not being pleased with the new circumstances. So there could have been changes in the situation, and or there may be a new situation already, and someone may not be pleased with it, with themselves or like with who you are. So it's not the relationship. It's just like who I am, or who you are, whichever one it fits, because cross watchers are welcome. Now, adjustments could bring about improvements to conflicts and arguments as well as challenges. So just keep that in mind. These things could stem from a difficulty communicating. So just be mindful of that. And the difficulty in communicating could have came from the doubt in the Seven of Cups, okay, or the confusion. So just do your due diligence, right? Check yourself. Others of you, it could have stemmed from reviewing and investigating. So if there was something that was discovered through this digging, it just talks about now prioritizing and, focusing on self and what benefits self. But that is what I have. And I will pull some clarifiers if you guys want to. I don't know how late it is and how many of you are here because I can't see. But I promised. Okay, cool. I did say I would pull some of the angel answer cards. Okay. And we'll see for question 1, 2, or 3. Ask your question. Okay. And choose the number 1, 2, or 3, or 3 questions, whatever the case. So group 1, let's get a card for group 1. All right. Group 2. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Let me do it again. Group 2. I saw abundance too for whatever somebody was thinking. Okay, and I don't take reversals on damn angel cards. Um, so group 3 or question 3. There we have it. Now for the collective, we have the situation will improve, so that's pretty dope. All right. Now group 1 or question 1, it wasn't reversed, and when I saw improving health, that's kind of like a 5 of Pentacles card. So there could be some differences in beliefs. There could be some energy subconsciously or consciously about feeling left out in the cold, or some financial embarrassment and despair. Okay. It literally could be just the emotions or the mind where it talks about improving health. It could just be somebody has trust issues. I don't know what y'all ask, but the answer is improving health. Or I don't, oh, if you asked about a situation and the car was in reverse, and what if in reverse means not improving? I don't know. I don't know. So group 2, question 2, you have reconsider, and the sword is down, just like in this near future. So there's that. That's crazy. And then group 3, you have let go coming right under the judgment card. So that tells me whatever your question is, I feel like let go could be in reference to your question, but I feel that it also talks about confusion and also an inability to decide, as well as the past. So kind of like letting go of any of those things. Well, and that is what I have. So like I said, I have time tonight. If you guys are interested for your love readings, just $20. You can support the channel by hitting the like button and don't have to buy a thing. If you're interested in something more full and detail, I do like 1 hour consultations, either one-on-one over Zoom, and or a pre-recorded hour video, and you just send me the questions or just a description of your issue. And my email address is, I think, in the description box, but it's drmb@piscestv.com. That's drmb@piscestv.com. And thank all of you for watching.